Got right into that zone at 412. Turn on my other stream here so I can hear some stuff so I don't go crazy. Okay, so I get some sound here. Watching this zone here, Microsoft as well. Gave a little pop off yesterday to close. Same with the futures. We pushed up yesterday into that zone, cleared out. So after, I guess right at close, we cleaned up that CPI high, held above it all overnight session, and now we're holding above for the time being. Retail sales numbers came out with a miss, so that could kind of, not that it cancels out that CPI hot print, because that CPI came out very hot. I think this kind of gives more information about where the Fed is leaning more so than this, although slowing of spending should decrease the inflation, right? That's kind of the thought process on higher rates. So that is where we're looking at for what that means. We're kind of like in this little uptrend at the moment. Still looking to see, I changed my screen so you can see my face. Still, just in case I pop off and forget. So our 30-minute little trend line here, I went with the most touches, not the exact wick bottom. You can go into here and then be down here if you really wanted to go there with it. It's still all kind of leading to that 870 level as that breakdown point, no matter how you draw it up. Right now we're sitting at it, kind of wicking below it, but 870 should still be that bottom end of it. I still haven't cleaned up some of these zones, although they did work out kind of well yesterday. We played them pretty nicely down in this area here. I'm going to get rid of this because it's not important. Oh, that's the opening range low. So that's the opening range low from yesterday, opening range high. Previous session low, wick down all the way down below 700. And then since we've been at 700, that was the idea right here where I was talking about a long. And then the short that we took, that I posted on Instagram there, was from that 67 level, the 60s. And we shorted it into that level there. And then it rotated fully to that 700 level as anticipated. Once we got into 700, the idea that came about here played out really nicely there. That's what I was really looking for to happen on this setup there. We got that push through 700, the wick down, grab some more liquidity here, and then that continued rotation to the high side and into that other end, which is kind of what happened really. The rest of the day kind of just ground higher. You can see how much chop you got here. This was just a grind higher. Not really, for me, I wasn't trading this. You could have hammered that 733 level again, but really we're up here. We pushed up. We based out all overnight right through here. The overnight session is this wide only because of pre-market levels, right? So overnight we flattened out. We popped up pre-market around midnight, flattened out here. We're holding above this 870 level that's up here on the 30-minute that you can see here. That 870 level there, we're holding above that. We're on the S&Ps pushing to the downside a bit. So we came up above that CPI print, wicked it, came right back down to the bottom end of this little trend line that's really not that significant, that I need to probably get rid of at this point. But I'm going to leave it there for now and then see what happens from it. But yeah, really we're looking to see what happens come on the open. We'll look for the opening range. We'll look to see where we're at, because we're literally right in the middle of this once again. And like I said, I usually don't like to play within the middle of an overnight range, especially if we were to open up and we were over here at 730, possibly look to take that short because you were at that overnight high, but a breakout above that 925 with that soft print kind of could lead you to believe that it's going to be a breakout. But we're not there right now. So right here, we're going to be just very patient, waiting to see if we hit off on the overnight low or if we get up to the overnight high. And then yesterday's close is right on top of this yellow zone here at 17,873. So this here is an important zone from yesterday's close. You're really not going to open with any sort of gap. And then we're right in the middle of these two. So, you know, we're just going to wait and see and play it by ear. The close is pretty much the high, so I'm not marking off the high. And then yesterday's low is all the way down below 700. So if we do get towards that area, that could be a long, but really I don't anticipate it getting all the way to 700 right very quick. So we're going to watch the overnight high. We're going to watch the overnight low. This close here, like I said, is right here. You're going to open with a tiny, tiny gap to the upside. Anything that's significant. And we're going to look to see what we could do around these areas and get ourselves a plan and be patient for a setup and then go. Open in 6 seconds. A little whippy there on that open. Wow, price is doing some weird things right now. On the Top Step X platform, at least, it's just like super jumpy. Right now, this is a lot smoother than what I see on the Top Step X. Okay, like I said, we're gonna be wait till we get up to either the high, overnight low. We're gonna wait till some of those things come in. I'm not playing here. 49, 71, 49, 51. Opening range, sort of tight also. About 70 ticks. All right. About 70 ticks wide, and we're pushing towards the upside here. With the giveaways today, I'll wait to tell it when there's people coming on, but Tech's giving away some good stuff. If you sign up starting from today till Saturday, I believe it is. So you get a lot of free things, TradeZella, journaling software, Fox Terra News. You got Tradecaster discount. You got a Trade Ideas discount. You got free months of the what you call it? Not Trade Ideas. Yeah, Trade Ideas has got, I think, a discount or a free month, and then the platform Lightspeed free month and discounted commissions. So lots of good thing. Still right in the center here. The Katina Man is looking to go short on Google, so maybe let's check out some of these bad boys here. So yeah, up in this zone, like I said, we're gonna try and short through the bottom of the overnight low, or look to see if we'll fade it. Microsoft selling off. Nvidia's also selling off through this zone here. Apple holding a little bit. Nvidia pushing to the downside is usually what carries us, but if it does clean us up, rotate up, then you get that push to the high side as well, right? So we're just watching, waiting. Still middle of my zone, middle of the opening range. We're kind of holding below this trend line break, depending on where you draw it. I think that 870 is more important than the actual trend line. Let's show you that uptrend. I went with touches on these lower wicks. This wick off was almost a failed breakdown of it. So really, we're kind of sitting right on where that trend line is. At 17,900 level, it would be like an acceptance back above it, and then below 870 would be that acceptance to the downside. So maybe a breakdown of 870. You still got liquidity here, right? You got bounce, 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 bounce from 870. So a crack through 870, through the bottom of this zone, should get you to that overnight low. Then you'd be mindful of what happens at the overnight low for either a continuation to the downside or a bounce play, clean up some of that inventory there, and then rotate up. So let's just watch and see what happens there. Still just kind of being patient. Nvidia is selling off hard, so maybe we do short that through 65s. No, bouncing. Now it's giving it a bounce. So yeah, it's going to play around a little bit. We're going to be patient. Not going to rush into anything today. Try not to rush into anything any day. Try to let our things set up. Give ourselves a good timing on it. There's a flush of 70. See if that 70 flush continues us down to, like I said, overnight lows. I do only have about $600 to go in the in this combine here, so it would be just one good. So a short through that 870, we just want to kind of see it hold. See if Nvidia is still flushing. It's giving it a slight bounce and now pushing to the downside touch. So maybe we get back up into 870, wick 870 some, and then short through 65. And just catch that move down to the overnight low, past this combine, and then switch over to whatever else we're going to do. I'm going to do that there, short from there. And then anything over that 70 level is going to stop us out. And then we're taking profit at the overnight low or before. All right, so we're in short here, looking to see if we could flush this overnight low. If we can, then we're going to be past this 100K combine, and then we're going to switch over to the Top Step X accounts and see if we could pass or start to make some good profits on there. We're getting a good flush to the downside. There we go. Good flush from that 70s. Pushing it all the way down now. Let's get it. Let's go. Come on now. We are only $45 away from pass. I'm going to move that up because I think I could pass with that pushing to the downside there. Get through that little high volume node. Price is very, very heavy. I'm going to be just above there. Take 200 off if I do get stopped out on this. I do see that high volume node there at 50, which probably is where we got that bounce. So we flat there. We didn't get filled on it. We're up 175 on that first trade there. So we're up 175. We could get this full flush, but that pullback, just trying to secure a little bit of profits on it. Where was that? 2 contracts. Yeah, we're just shy of 400 away from passing this. So we're going to be just fine. Let's see what happens at that overnight low. Plus 175, and this is going to now go from blue to a lighter green. Up a little bit, nothing crazy. Took our short there through that 865. We got the tick up into 870, a rotation through down. Now we're looking to see if we could get to that overnight low. Watched because of Nvidia giving that flush at the bottom is really what helped us, and now it's continuing on. We're getting a slight bounce from it. Microsoft as well, kind of basing out at the bottom, and this is Microsoft giving us a bounce. Apple giving us a little bit of a bounce, catching a bid. Nvidia also like bouncing from the bottom. So let's watch this. Maybe we can get that through, rotate back up to the high side now, catch a little bit of that move to the high side. This is not quite, we didn't quite make it to that overnight low, but you did get price to push down through a high volume node of 850, wick it twice, and now it's rotating up not holding the 870s. 870s is where I saw that flush point for this little breakdown. That's the high of the CPI breakdown. The open of that breakdown is 44s. So really, yeah, right at this red line, the overnight low, that's that body of the candle that was from the breakdown from the CPI number as well. So could see this thing start to rotate back up. Just watch it. Be mindful of it. The long's only 60%. So potentially continue short side. S&P's is bouncing touch. NVIDIA rotating again down to the downside, but it's more of a wick. And Apple continuing to push off. Microsoft pushing down. So kind of use Microsoft as like the middle ground leader as opposed to the Apple taking off and the NVIDIA taking off. So we got Delta trying to push down, price not making new lows. Maybe if we accept above 70, we could rotate back up into the high here. Above here. If Microsoft can catch a bounce, then we rotate this through the high. Apple's slowing down some, but we're holding above 70 now. So I think anything breaking above where I have my entry should get us up to close to VWAP. NVIDIA is still trying to hold the lows, but if it gives you any sort of bounce, then it should pop us up. If NVIDIA starts to roll over and continues to roll over, I should say, there it goes. It's pushing to the downside. Right here, that's 70 short. I just want to buy this through here, just catch a quick little wick up into there, and then we'll see what happens. 620, so I need 400-ish. I'll take this, I'll front run this little area. 480. Pushing back down, rejected that 70 level, so looks like that 70 is pretty good. Let's see what happens at that overnight low. You are getting just like a sort of a base out on the delta, which is interesting, right? You're not getting a true push to the downside on the delta while price is trying to make lows. So this could be the liquidity zone here, that 44 to 50 area. I think a break above 70 rotates us higher. Anything that holds below 70 continues us to the downside. Realistically, we probably passed. Yeah, I didn't take the tick off there, but we were up over the target of 600, 6,000. I just didn't. I had my target a little low, but we wicked off. We took that flush. We wicked that bottom. You're still not getting a heavy delta push. It's just, you're slightly getting broken, but not quite. Tilt's only 51% short, so still congruent to the direction. Yesterday we didn't catch a bounce at one of our levels because it front ran it, and you can kind of see the volume here at 50. There's just a lot of, it seems like there's something there playing along with the buyer. You can see all the volume that was created there before. You're getting that delta push. I think really if you do break above here, should be able to get my take profit on that. It's only 46 ticks. It's nothing like a wild anticipated move. That's how much I need to pass that account. So I'm just looking to see if I could just grab that quick, and then we'll move over to a different account and we'll trade on that. That's what this stream is about. Figuring out how to get into these funded accounts, how to get past, and then just pass another one, and just keep building your funding and then maximizing your ability to leverage these accounts. So you're getting delta to tick up. Tilt's 64% long, so it may tick up as price moves up, but S&P is pushing up as well. I don't have NVIDIA up here. They are catching slight bit of a bounce here, but still holding the lows. I don't anticipate what it's going to do. NVIDIA has been so strong. People have just been bidding it up. So if it does catch that little bit of a run, then we should at least get enough into our cues to push us higher. Microsoft cracked lows, and Apple's pulling back. So maybe a breakdown to that 50 gets you that flush through our overnight low and then beyond. So there we go. We're pushing through, pushing at 50. Delta's still not making really new lows, still basing out. Tilt's still long a little bit, so price is moving away from it. Just the 53% long, 56% long on the S&Ps. There's a push to the downside. Now I'm going to look to see if it's going to be, we just cleaned up the overnight low. Let's see if we can flush it and push down into that 800, or if this is going to be a wick off bottom, rotate up, and we can fade this extreme here. Like, that's our strategy. But we have to be mindful of this trend line crack, break, whatever you want to call it. That 870 level was the level I wanted to hold below to confirm this, to move down to that 793, down below that 800 level. So even just above that, like maybe at that 800, that 806 we bounced at as well. So, but if we do get some sort of push here, delta divergence, then we can pop up to the high side, maybe get ourselves just a little bit of a reprieve. But you know, we left that opening range at the high, so a lot of times that's going to be a continuation play. We're sitting up about 175. We would have gotten filled and passed here, but we just decided not to. Apple rotating again higher. Microsoft, is it going to bounce at all? It bounced off of that 406.18 level, but if it flushes it, then we could look to see this continued downside. 406.18 is played over and over and over again, so it just seems like it wants to be at that level and or around it. So if we flush this and then we get Microsoft continuing through 406.18, then we're going to watch it. NVIDIA giving you a little bit of a double bottom type setup. Seems heavy. Retail sales came in light. A miss. So the retail sales number kind of a little bit counterintuitive to that CPI. So maybe this gets cleaned up. We could push up. Yeah, I'll take a long through here. We're long now, and we're going to risk to the bottom of the overnight low, and then we're going to just trail it up quick, secure whatever we could secure. If we can get filled on our fill out there at 65s, then we're going to pass the account and we'll be done. But we're break even now, so if we fill up, we fill up. If not, no big deal. We'll take a small profit here on that. We'll get filled. 926. And we didn't get filled on it, but we're up 275. We took $100 off. So we're up 275. I'm being a little tight with it just because I'm so close to that passing mark that I'm not going to not take the little winners. You know, $100 here, $100 there goes a long way. 275 on the day so far. So 2 times where we could have been a little bit patient and then got filled on our order. But if we do rotate through that 75 high there, then I'm going to take that one more time. So I only need about 290, so that's probably just one contract, not risking a ton. Well, if we stick with our 2 contracts, we don't need very much at all. We need just 20 ticks, so could get filled and done pretty fast. A buy above 70, stop loss below here, take profit right there. 30 ticks gets us well above our passing range, $300. So that's just going to sit there if it does want to pop. If it's going to continue to hold down below, we could get a good flush. This seems like it's going to be a nice little push down now, but you're going to get maybe some chop at this overnight low, and then look for a basing breakdown if you're going to play a continuation. still sitting up 275 in profit right now, so we're not mad about that at all. 275 to start the day. Two really quick hit winners. Like I said, I'm only about 290 away from passing this 100K, and I'm not trying to force it. I'm just going to take the little gains as I get it and then go from there. If this fails to break here, then you possibly look to rotate. S&Ps are pushing up some. Microsoft got to that 406.18 again and now is bouncing from it. So maybe if we get a bounce from there, you get that rotation up to the high side. Just because that 406.18 has been so strong. NVIDIA is basing out at the bottom. Apple was super strong to start, and it rotated completely, canceling out that rally that it did. So watch out for that weakness. But 406.18 on Microsoft giving us another bounce. We only need about 30 ticks right now. So 30 ticks, from that overnight low gets us there. Base hits will win you games, right? So that's really all I'm looking for as well. If we could get up into that, I have a stop order above 70. It's at 71.50. There's a high volume node there at 70, and if we are going to fail this breakdown, cleaned up our overnight low, and we're going to rotate to the higher end of this, I'm going to take that break above 70 and then just look for 30 ticks. And then if we break down back below here, that 30 ticks is going to take us out, but we'll be basically break even on the day. Really, we're 2 for 2 right now on small winners. 175 and $100. So something about the way that the bottom end here is not quite flushing. You got a couple decent wicks, some liquidity grabs. You're kind of holding above this 50 where there's been a lot of volume. So if you could hold 50, rotate up, get through 70, which is that next volume node, I think that kind of confirms some of the buy side bias. And you got Microsoft bouncing exactly off of 406.18. We've mentioned it all, in the last 2 weeks. It was really that 406.18 level has been really important. Now, say you break it down and it uses it as resistance, then that's going to be another story. Top Step X, 69% long. So a little bit heavy long, but also S&Ps is also a little heavy long. They're kind of acting together. That's not very, very heavy tilting. I think 75% plus gets you tilty. But if price gives you a hard break, then it does tend to be a little more tilty. 72% now. For me, I think if we do break that 71 where I get filled, it should run right to the bottom of that opening range low, and that'll get us filled and done with this account, and then we're going to switch over to accounts. We'll count our P&Ls as cumulative today just because I'm going to just switch over and focus on one account. So it's just going to be the same kind of executions, but to be done. If we get filled here, hopefully we could just be in and out. 30 ticks is all I'm going to be looking for to the high side. If it fails here, rotate to the bottom end, watch that overnight low once again. You got to watch it, see if it breaks this time, because this was a liquidity zone. That's why I said it above 70, right? Because 70 was a place of interest. Microsoft is rolling a bit now, trying to come back down to that 406.81. NVIDIA has been rolling us down, but now it's pushing up hard to the high side. It's kind of wicking a little area of resistance at 732. And Apple sitting on the lows of the day already. NVIDIA, again, is the only thing that's holding us up. If Microsoft can continue bouncing, then we should continue up. But the only thing I think about with the retail sales is that, not that it cancels out CPI, but it shows the Fed, okay, higher rates are starting to work a little bit. Maybe that inflation will start to creep down, and then that'll get our market kind of pushing up again. But also at the same time, retail sales drives the business aspect of it. So if the business is not making money, then the markets will go down. So it's a double-edged sword there, and it's not all businesses. Some of them are doing really well. Microsoft pushing down at 406.18 once again. We're bouncing off the overnight low again. I'm glad that we had our breakout level there where we put it. Could have been another liquidity grab there to sell us off, or now we're looking to diverge and push high side. So because Nvidia came back pretty hard right into his own. If it's going to crack here, then it's going to continue to rotate down. We're right at the base of like a wedge. Oops. You can see it here. Basing here. We held that 70 level to a tick, so it looks like we're going to now flush. I'm going to flatten this. I don't want this to be involved at all. Now we're going to watch to see if the overnight low will hold us. I think Microsoft likely broke that 406.18 with that move there. Yes, it did. 406.18 has cracked on Microsoft as a downside pressure kind of continues to come in. I think that short from here was a really good idea below 70. We did kind of return to it. We thought if we broke above it, we could take that quick long and get this thing passed and done with, but we had our stop at the right spot where this was definitely a liquidity grab. Anything below that 65 where we took our first short could have been another short right there. We just didn't take it. We're kind of really not looking for much. 17,811 is going to be right here. This zone. Oh, that zone right there is that first bounce target based on the high end here being resistance. So if it flushes that, then you're going to have to be mindful of a rotation all the way down to 775. That's what we were playing for shorts the past few days. Let's see if this holds or if we're going to get any sort of bounce. But also, like I said, we were mindful of this 30 minute here, the crackdown of 870. Once we held below 870, it seemed like it's going to rotate down to that 793 level, somewhere in that range, 793 to 806, right? So we got down to 815. So I'm guessing that this zone here probably gets touched. If not, we're going to use this as a rotation. I have 4 minutes till the new hour, so I am not going to make any trades for the next 4 minutes. That's part of my rules. This breakdown really was the key. I said if we get back to this overnight low after rejecting 70, then you probably get a good flush there down to that 800 zone. So pretty much playing out exactly as we talked about. I just did not have that as a trade, breakdown continuation of it. So, we left that opening range high as the high of the day, and I did mention that as well, that if we don't kind of reclaim it quick, then probably a continuation day to the downside. S&P's wicked off its little trend line thing a couple times, the CPI high twice, and now it's looking to rotate and trying to break down below that 50, 16 3/4. Yeah, 50.17. So if the S&Ps can break down below 50.17, then you could get some acceleration to the downside. That's that kind of like breakdown point. This 30-minute candle is very, very telling of a short, right? This 30-minute, that 30-minute, there's like a couple big long wicks, bodies that are holding below even this area here, previous 30-minute. Super strong 30-minute candle to the downside in the S&P and the NQs, and then now we're here bouncing right off that 810, 811 level. Hopefully people are making some money. We're up $275 right now on the day, looking for just shy of $300 more to secure this 100K account again, be back, get our funding back, show you that we can pass these accounts pretty handily. Then we're going to switch over to let's see. We'll switch over to the Top Step X account and see if we can get that. Make some good trades over there. Some good executions. So this move here was the one that we were pretty much looking for. If we didn't get the failure breakout, you get the breakdown. And then once you get this failure of this zone, the next touch on the overnight low was the real breakdown level. So that's what we were looking at. Microsoft kind of trying to come back to that 406.18 to be resistance. It might not. It might just continue to rotate, pushing down to the downside. So Like I said, that 775 was where I played a breakdown from multiple times. That was my short zone. And then it became, I used it as a short area, but it acted as support. It's a zone. It's not exact. Resistance, support, and then it ran. So watch it for a bounce play. If it continues to flush and it just cuts through it, then we know that this is a pretty heavy market, very convincing to the downside, and we can maximize our profits on it. I do not like to just jump in front of these kind of moves here, but look at that, basing out, slowing down. Delta's trying to fight us. There's some buyers here at that 811 level. The 811 to 815 was a breakout area yesterday, so now it's going to see if it's going to act as resistance or if it's going to just flush through. I don't need very much. 30 ticks. I'm going to set it up 30 and 30 when I actually do 30 ticks. Don't really need 30 ticks, but we did mention 30.15 was the breakout from yesterday, right onto the top of this zone at 810, 811. I have that drawn up here on Top Step X. I just don't have it on the screen there, so you can see that was the zone that we have. And then any sort of flush through bounce could get us. We're long 71%, so be careful of a short. Still coming back in. I'll switch over to Top Step X once I pass this count if I do get another good buy and or sell. But like I said, I need about 30 ticks, so nothing that I can't just grab pretty quickly and be done with. But if we continue to the downside here with this tilt heavy long, I wouldn't be surprised if we do get down to that 793 top end of this zone right here. But you're not getting delta to push either, so just looking to catch a quick divergence on the delta because delta's pushing up. Price was trying to push down. It's not playing along at the 811, 815 level. Above this 822 should get me 30 ticks, and then I should be done with this account and and onto the Top Step X account to try and show you how to pass those and using the tilt and whatnot. So tilt didn't get, it's flattened out closer to 60%. So we're probably going to enter long here above this 22. See if we can get filled on 30 ticks on this delta divergence at a key level, right? So we're filled long. Really, we want this to be below here. If we get completely filled, then we'll be done. We'll be passed on this. If we don't, if we continue to push to the downside, then so be it. But like I said, the delta is kind of pushing up. Price is pushing up. Not super heavy tilt. This was a bounce spot at 15. If we flush the low, we flush the low. It's okay. I'm not too worried about it. Then we'll look for another really good delta divergence push play to the other end. Like I said, I wasn't looking for too much. I probably could have took the long from that 12. There we go, pushing up higher, pushing up with this delta divergence. Price was trying to push lower, but delta was not having that. There's buyers here to come in. So I want to get this above our entry here. If we can get above our entry, we should be able to get to 30, no problem. But if we're going to reject it and continue to the downside, then we're going to be stopped out, and we're going to have to look for another trade. And then maybe we don't switch accounts. Yeah, it looks like we're going to kind of push down again. Push the low. We got out on the lows, so now we're down a little. Still a strong selling market here. So try to go counter trend there. Didn't play out. Down to 75. So no worries there. Looking to maybe now catch this on the rotation back to the other side. 270 minus 270. I'm just going to leave it 275. You know, it's all, not quite 275. Flip it to red. Select color red. There we go. Minus 275. We're just playing these levels. That 793.50, like I mentioned, was a good level. We'll play the bounce off of there. We're going to need a little more than 30 ticks this time. 30 tick stop, which is fine. Well, 35, 38. Any sort of rotation now back to the high side from that full flush there should hopefully get us to push up and through back maybe to that overnight high. NVIDIA catching a little bit of a bounce here. Looking to see if we can get this to be, instead of a continuation, to push off of 800 and back up through 815 and into the overnight lows. I'll take one off up here, and then we'll play this thing as like a true trade. Oop, I don't want to buy. I want to sell that. Sell that high there. Bang, 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 bang. So that there gets us off back to break even, and then the rest of that trade gets us passed on the account for the most part. So we're long 2 here. See if we can get this retracement back up to that overnight low. That's really what we're looking for. If we can get one off at that 822 where we took our entry before, then we should be good. That'll take us off about half. Well, it's going to take us half of the position, but it's going to take us off with the loss that we had. Very interesting that it's not following through. It's a pretty strong push up there. There we go. Come on now. Push up through that 815. I need you to break through the 815. Now get strong from there. It should get us off that 822.75. You know, if it's gonna continue on, then it should get us off there. Gonna trail to break even below 15 because it shouldn't get back to 15 before it hits off on that target. If it does, then we'd want to be stopped out. One tick away from getting filled again. There we go. We're filled on that. We're going to take this stop just below the low there at 809 and see if we can get this full rotation back all the way up to the high side. Currently, basically break even on the day. Looking to see if we can get this full fill, rotate all the way up to that 836.75. That's where the breakdown happened. I think we can get up to the overnight lows from here if it wants to do that. We are, like I said, the stop's going to be below 815 and a quarter, or at 815 quarters, because I think that's where the breakdown point was, breakout from yesterday. So I'm going to let this try and get through there. If it doesn't, then it's going to rotate us down anyway. Still pushing up. I think if this lack of trying to reject this level should get us that full push, that full rotation up to the upside. I didn't record this one. I should have, because I could make a little video on why. I'll start recording now, and then we'll get a little bit of a push here, 667. So now I'm taking my trailing stop to the bottom end there of this. I want to get this all the way to that overnight low, and I'm going to start to trail tighter here, below here. Just because if we fail that, I am going to get stopped out. I don't think I had enough of a take profit there to get that funded account refilled up. So I'm going to get back up to there, to that overnight low, see if we can maximize some of the gains on this. If we can break above 836.50, the stop goes right below it. If not, we're going to fail right here, and then I'm going to be stopped out anyway, and we're going to look for that next trade being up basically exactly what we were up before, looking to catch that one more good 30 tick trade. But reasonably, I think if we get through that 36.50, should get to 44, but I think, yeah, we're stopped there. So that's really good. I'll take that. Stop recording there. Boom. This 836.50 level, I had my take profit right there. I gave back about $90. So we're up 240. Switch back to green. This P&L swing back and forth back to 240. Let's go up 240. We're green on the day once again. Just really trying to maintain this. Good reads on the account. Like I said, I think this does break. This continues on. This was a flush stop run, bounce off of 800, rotate us back. We got to watch that overnight low now to see if we can catch that last little bit of a move. 660. We only need about 340 to get this account back, and that's very doable since we just did that, and then some. We just went. Yep, there's that rotation. I could have probably held on to that thing. A little bit looser with it, but I'm not too mad about it. We caught 320, 190. We caught 500 on that trade. 3, 4, 5, 10. Yeah, 5, 10. Don't need much more than that. Overnight low. That was the flush point before. If you got Nvidia bouncing, you got Nvidia rotating up, and you got Microsoft also trying to get that 406.18 level 2 break. If it breaks above it and continues onto the upside, this recovers and continues to rotate to the high side. Be careful of that 70 level because that was a short point before. That's the breakdown. That's the low end of this liquidity zone, right? There's a lot of information here at 70 that we have, but that 793, 800 level right there they just bounced right off of that. So 406.18, we're hitting it right now. Now we're cracking right through it, and there's that break above that overnight low. If you're over on YouTube, head over to Tradecaster. If you're on Tradecaster, Deck is giving away a ton of cool stuff today. I'm going to refresh my YouTube thing because I can't get into my chat for some reason. Like I said, if you're over on YouTube, try Tradecaster. 7-day free trial. But also, if you sign up today through Saturday, you get... Today through Saturday, he's giving away a ton of stuff. Discounted on Tradecaster membership, full memberships. He's giving away TradeZella a month free. He's giving away trade ideas for a free trial or 30% off. He's giving away Lightspeed for a couple months, limited commissions. He's giving away Fox Runner, which is a brand new news platform. Tons of stuff that he's giving away. That's going to be really useful for a lot of traders within the community. But also, just like I said, if you sign up, you get a 7-day free trial at the worst. At the best, you're getting away all those free giveaways. So head over to there and sign up. And then also, when I get my Tradecaster stream up to 25 viewers, I'm giving away a free month to somebody. So lots of giveaways going on, lots of good information. We are in profit, 240. Usually when I get close to the profit target, I get a little tighter. I try not to give back tons, but I also try to just kind of scout my way into just finishing it off. Probably look to go in long if that 406.18 holds, but it failed it again. So pay attention. Maybe this failure here happens, and you rotate this lower, even though we're kind of holding that. I took a buy here. If it breaks this, it should get up to 30 ticks, get us out. And then we'll be like a couple dollars away from passing. If it's a failed breakout, then we get stopped out pretty fast. Accepting into the value area low. Accepting. We're going to stop at break even. If we get filled, we get filled. If we don't, we're stopped out at even. No big deal. No harm, no foul. And we got filled on that one, so that was a full winner there, a little quick winner. We are $49 away from passing. Now we are up $5.40 on the day. We top ticked that little grab. I'll add that. We're up $5.40. $5.40. That's kind of all we needed. However, fees after taking a couple of more executions than I would have liked. We're up 540 on the day right here, right now, live on Tradecaster, live on YouTube. I'm doing everything in your face how I would do it on a day-to-day basis. And like I said, we're just showing you how you could best leverage funded accounts, how we can go about minimizing downside risk and not blowing up accounts. We showed you how to blow up accounts in January because we did really well pretty much, I don't know, like 20 out of 22 days. And we decided to burn the account in 2 days on some tilty behavior. So right now we're looking for $50. I am not trading 2 contracts. I'm not going to look for 30 ticks because it's $5 per tick. You're looking for 10 ticks. Let's take 12 ticks. If you want it for reference, what 12 ticks looks like, it looks like, oh gosh, I don't want that there. But I just showed you what it looks like. Sometimes you fat finger click. I didn't want to get involved in a long right then and there. But you can see 12 ticks is that much. You look for that much to pass this account. I could switch to micros to try and grab $50. You know what? Let's see. I'll switch one of these to micro. MNQ. Screw it. $50 in a micro. You're looking for a much bigger move with 1 micro. 5 micros is a half of a position, so could look for 20-something ticks, 20 ticks on this. Nothing crazy. Same kind of trade, limiting our downside risk with 5 micros, just to be able to pass and be done with it. I'm not looking to just hammer into a trade though, just because that's usually what gets me into trouble. You get $1-2 away from passing, and then you're like, oh, I could do this, and you just hammer into something that's stupid, and you get burnt, and then you got to catch up. So we're looking for a quick 1-to-1, basically the same we just took, but I'm going to look for a better setup so I can show you guys better proper execution. If we don't pass today, it's not a big deal. $50 will come when $50 comes. I switched into the micros, so you're not going to see a lot of those levels, a lot of those zones that I had drawn up. This is really the bare naked chart that I would have here. For some reason, I don't know why, on my micro chart, there's 2 VWAPs. I think one's a weekly, and the other one is today's VWAP, and I don't have it drawn up here. It's not here, but it shows. So I don't know why it shows. So sorry. But we do have 2 VWAPs on here. This is a longer term VWAP, and this is a intraday VWAP level there. I'm not entering. The overnight low was down in this range, right? We broke down from it right here. So we're going to watch it level again. My internet's fucking up. Hopefully you're still there. All right, I gotta reset my platforms here. See, this is why I don't just hammer into stuff. Sometimes your data gets all screwy. I had a little bit of a glitch in my internet, I think, right there. I believe I'm still live. We're still up 540 on the day. That's really all we needed, like I said, but that's the fees. We're about we're technically $49 away from passing. Gonna look to get 50 something bucks out of it and get us up to $600 on the day, give or take, you know, 590, and call it. We switched to micros, and we're gonna just trade 5 micros, and we're gonna make sure we have enough limited risk on the downside. Let me see if I can find the YouTube link for some fellow traders. Once I switch over, let's see. I'm trying to find this. I don't know what's going on with my data right now. There we go. We're back. We're back. I just needed to. Yeah. There's more micros. We're getting below that overnight low again. Let's see if we can get Microsoft to hold below this 406.18. I'll try and share my page here. Copy link. All right. Alrighty, so Microsoft failing 406.18. If we can catch a short here, like I said, we're only going to take micros. We only need $50, so I'm going to 5 micros. I'm looking for a little quick, like really super fast $50. Nothing like. I'll take 30 ticks on it. This is a breakdown of that overnight low. If we can get back up into there, it does look like it's rolling over some. Short here. We'll sell it here. See if we can get that fill at their 30 ticks. If not, we'll get stopped out for 30 ticks, and we'll just need $100. But looks like we're getting through. Oh, actually, we only have 3 contracts on, so there we go. We passed. Woo! Da, 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 da. All right. Sometimes I do stupid shit, stupid noises. But welcome back to passing the 100K combine. Once again, I told you once I pass this, we're going to look to switch over to the Top Step X accounts. We just got those. They offered them up for $4.50 a piece for me because I was a beta tester on it. So since I was beta testing the Top Step X, they provided the people who did that a nice little opportunity to get some 5 accounts at $4.50 each. I only grabbed 2 of them so far because I have till March. We're up 6.15 on the day. Took that really quick micro short there. I could go over some of what I did earlier to give you a bit of a heads up, but we are past another 100K account, so we're funded with the 100K, and we'll start trading that again. Probably Monday. I don't feel like trading it on a Friday and rushing into it, but this is kind of what we were looking at on the day here. Let me see if Evan, if you're in, just subscribe over there, hit the like button, and then comment in the chat so I know when you're in on the YouTube, so I can kind of go into what I'm going to break down for the futures and everything. So just let me know what you're doing. I'll leave this on because I'm actually not going to take a trade right now. I'm going to let this thing kind of settle in, and then once Evan gets in here, I'll start to. If you could type in something, I'll start a little bit of an education session. So. Alrighty. So, we'll get a couple more people in. Like I said, if you're in YouTube only and you want to get over to Tradecaster and get a bunch of free giveaway shit, once I get my stream on Tradecaster up to 25, I'm giving away a free month of Tradecaster. But let me pull up what Deck is giving away so I could provide it to everybody and not just be guessing what he was giving us. So the free promotional, save image as, unnamed is fine. We're going to go to policing Pips so I can save it. Unnamed, save. Okay. Alrighty. And then we're going to go into Tradecaster and we're going to provide this unnamed giveaway list to everybody. This is what Deck is giving away. If you come into the Tradecaster, you do your little free trial from the YouTube. You click my link there, sign up for a 7-day free trial. My stream is going to be free for the time being for a little while until I get a much larger base and they make me charge. Until then, I'm doing dual streams, trying to get as many people over to Tradecaster as possible. Tradecaster is a great, great platform. I will show you what it looks like. We'll go over here. I'm going to move this over here so if anybody has any questions, you can see it. And we'll go to this screen, screen 2. Okay, so OBS is down. What we're doing here on Tradecaster, right? All right, tradecaster.com. This is what it looks like. This is my lobby. I got a little information up here, my header. Everything that I alert goes into this red alert box. It's also down here. You can switch it, but I have one specifically for alerts just so it pops up. We have a chat. Everybody talks in here. You can, see who's in here. You can DM people. Everything in here. My stream's right across the middle of the board. You got how many viewers you got. You got my strategy. Everything here. I put a chart in here so you can type along as I'm typing, as I'm chatting. You don't have to switch off the screen. You can always click into here. This is on the PC version. If you're trading and you're trading on your phone, stop. But if you're watching on YouTube and stuff, not YouTube. If you're watching your phone for the stream, you're not going to get all these functionalities. You're going to get the screen of my stream, then you'll get some of the chat, and then you're going to have to flip around to find everything. But if you have a screen that you can dedicate, I got an economic calendar on here. It says everything that we have, so you don't have to go running around looking for all the economic data. You can always filter it yourself, right? I go to USA, I apply it, and now I only get US data. Obviously, we got nat gas, that was 930, all that stuff. And then you got a notepad where you can type stuff up, just some stream info. It's pretty simple, but then also you get out of here and you can go into the lobbies. So if you get out of my stream, this is the discount that he has everybody setting up for it, right? You can go in there. You can see how many people are streaming in here, right? Everybody in here is going to provide you value in different ways. There's going to be what they trade, how they trade, what their style is, and then, just going in and communicating with some of these people and learning a little bit from each one. And if I'm boring, or if I just, am talking about Tradecaster, or if I'm just talking about, my kids or something, and you feel like, all right, today, he's not getting a lot of trades, let me go over to Deck. You go into Deck's room and you can see how he has his thing set up. It's slightly different, but you got a lot of good value in here. He's got a ton of good chats. He's got, he's all about stocks. He's a penny stock guy. If you click here, you can see what he's streaming. You can see everything going on here, right? Deck is fantastic, super, super valuable. He's the head of this place. So everything he does, he's making good money, and he's sharing the wealth with all the information that we got going on. And he's talking about all the giveaways right now as well. So you can go over there and check him out, or you can go into, let's say, AK-47. He's doing the same thing, but I believe he's doing options, right? Very similar, but he's got a really good base. He communicates very, very well. So if you're into options and stuff, we got a lot of videos. So a lot of, when you have the paid version, you got all these education videos, boot camps. You're not going to get charged extra. Nobody's going to do anything on top of that for you. Some of these are free all the time. Some of them you got to pay for the full paid account. That's not, I don't want to click that. But everything else, and then you can look into pricing, fully transparent about how much Tradecaster costs. This is a free month currently coming up, one free month if you sign up now. So if you sign up now and you go monthly, you're saving yourself $174. If you're paying biannually or annually, that's how much it's going to cost you. And then obviously lifetime membership, $32.99 for your life, and you get full access forever. Some of these people, I mean, I've called out trades in here where we've pulled $2,300 out of the trade on just 2 contracts. So if you follow along with me or anybody else, you can build into, start free, start with your free trial, start with, if we come in here, get that 25 and you win that free month, start with those free months, earn those money. And then if we provide enough value, if I provide good value, or if somebody else provides good value, hop on over, and then you'll be able to, afford one of these months, and then it pays for itself, right? The value of kind of trading as a community, it makes the loneliness go away, right? I have to have something talking in the background sometimes. Like I have Trader TV Live on because I like to hear what they have to do with the news and stuff. So that's what I got going on. If you have any questions about it, let me know. Once Evan or my buddy Evan said he's gonna hop into the YouTube and check it out, I want to show him a little bit about futures because he's been a forex trader for a long time, and that's where I started. And I want to kind of walk through some futures education here now that I'm done trading pretty much for the day. I said I'm gonna switch over to the Top Step X accounts. I may. Yeah, I don't like TradeAvate either. I need a phone charger. Give me a second. All right, so you're in. I'm gonna start kind of going through everything. I just want this phone to charge. Give me a second. I can't touch this wire. This wire sucks. I ever get these fucking phone charger wires that suck. All right, so I'm gonna start going through a little bit on the education front with futures. Anybody coming to futures from other things like stocks, options, or Forex, like Evan said, he was coming in from Forex. That's what he's been training his whole life. It's definitely a different animal. This NASDAQ, I don't know if I recommend it right away to somebody who's going to be coming in from Forex or something like that. NASDAQ moves super, super fast, right? So that's what I'm watching right here. This is the NQ futures for the Forex people. NAS 100 is what you would be comparable to, but the numbers aren't the same. You're not going to really get the same information you're going to get out of the CFTs that you do from the actual futures. Like I said, I'm not taking any more trades for the day. We're up 6 and change. 6.15. We're up 6.15 on the day. We're just going to kind of sit on this, especially because the account now is up over 106. So we made $6,000 about a week and change. So we're happy with that. So going over, switching from FX or even some slower instruments into the futures, you're going to kind of want to start, I believe, with the S&Ps. So I'm showing you NASDAQ here. I'm going to switch over to the S&Ps, which is the ES. I know some futures. Oh, let's see if I can find it here. It's ES. There we go. So what futures are as opposed to... Oh, what in the world is this? We're not getting all the information. There we are. 1 minute. I'm on a minute time frame. I'm going to switch to hourly just to kind of give you a better idea of what's going on with this. So looking... Oh, sorry. I'm still on the other screen. All right, we're back. I think I switched over to the right screen now. All right, so anyway, I was showing you the NQs. It's super fast. People who kind of want to switch over to futures and take that slower thicker, more liquid market. The S&P 500 is where I started, and then I kind of just found my way into the NASDAQ. I think a lot of people end up finding their way there. I'll go down to the 30 because it's just a little bit more, more information for me to kind of go over. But first off, you're not trading futures on MT4. You're not trading futures in some of these shady, I would call them brokers, but some of them are just, shady businesses, right? You're not pumping crypto into a wallet and then pumping that into an account and then withdrawing crypto and like having this crazy leverage. When it comes to futures, yeah, it's regulated. It's got its rules, and it's not as regulated as, say, the equities markets where you need licenses and stuff like that, and pro trading stuff, and you don't need there's no pattern day trading rules. So that's another reason why I switched from equities back to the futures as well. But really kind of going over it, what a futures contract is it's just like it says. It's a contract that expires quarterly when we're talking about the equities futures, right? These indexes, the S&Ps, the Russells, the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, anything that is settled in cash for these type of accounts, they expire quarterly. So what it says is by the end of this quarter, this is the price of these contracts, right? Right now we're sitting at 5,020 and a quarter. You don't have to do crazy calculations, lot sizes, all that, same deal. FX, there was you have lot sizes, right? You have all these things. All right, so he's not going to be on here. All good. I'll still go through it just for whoever wants to listen, and then they can come back in. And he had to go run and take care of the baby, so it's all good. We're going to do a little quick education on it. I'll go back to the NQ because that's what I've been watching. I kind of just want to keep watching it, for my sake. Why is it not switching? Oh, it's in the options, that's why. I hate when it does that. Yeah, I could see that happening. I don't know what happened to this platform, but for some reason, price is gone. Yeah, I today was not patient. I mean, I was patient in the fact that I got to my levels. I need to clean this up so bad. Okay. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, Ray. You kind of just caught in a little bit of a funk, right? You went on a tear of fucking winners for an entire month, and now you got one loser, and you're one losing day, and you're kind of getting back into that. You kind of need that one losing day to get yourself back into a good rhythm. No, I think that's really important. It sucks to say that, but I think now that you're back into it, now it's not that it's get out of the losing streak, but it's let's make some moves. If you were listening at all, I don't know what you were trading. Did you trade the NQ? You said you traded the NQ and lost. What were you, short or long? I will. Okay, so yeah, I'll explain the future stuff and send you. I'll make a video. I'll make a new video. All right. So yeah. You were long from overnight lows over here, like at what 8:45 ish. I don't know if you watched or you heard what I was saying. I know my orders they're gone. Once I refresh it, they disappear off of here. The first idea I took short from the breakdown of here because 70 was the breakdown level. 850. That makes sense. Yeah, there's a bounce there, but that was where I was thinking too. Yeah, I thought that this bounce, if it broke 70, that's why I had a I had a buy order just above there sitting, and it just never got filled, which is good for me because rotated down. Once you got the failure of that, you kind of see it. If you see it on the 30-minute, you switch over to that 30 there. Hey, you can see my face now, right, on the 30? Because I took that off. I mean, I added it now that you can see it. But if you look at it on 30, this trend line up here was cracked right up the top there. And I said for confirmation purposes, I wanted to see it down through that 870 level, acted as support, and then it needed to flush, right? So we got the flush of that 870, and then your long, when you tried to come in at 850, was right there on that retest of that 870 level. So you came in long as it was trying to confirm this full breakdown. So 850 still, I mean, I'll still take a trade there at 850, 855. That's when I start to cancel out and not do any trades because I want to let that hourly close. But yeah, once you get to, that 870 level, that was right here. You came there and then it confirmed on that 30-minute. So once you get that confirmation on that 30-minute, this flush of the bottom here seems more likely, right? Because overnight low gets filled, it gets tickled, it gets touched. If liquidity gets grabbed, you get some people involved with longs, right? You get longs involved down here, even get longs involved above this candle, stop out the shorts that you got involved down here. Then you kind of get that true flush rotation down now through that volume area. We were talking about 50 being a volume node, and now is the point of control. So obviously it's the highest volume node. We flushed it. We've came above it now. We've kind of just holding below that VWAP, but we are making a bit of a wedge now. If you're considering any sort of trades, let this thing decide a direction, decide where you want it to go, and then take it. But I can see where you got a little bit chopped on that 850, because that was where I was thinking, all right, price seems like it wants to turn around. We got another liquidity grab at the bottom. You just had to trail that a little bit or secure some profits at that 870 and then see if the rest of it will run. But we're refunded now again at that 106. We made $6,019.18 over the course of the last few days. We'll show our trade performance. So we're transparent. This is today, but it didn't want to show. Where's that 69.96? Is that one? That's the account? Yeah. So this is today. We're up 250. We're down 250, and then we're up 615 on a few good trades, right? Over the past 7 days. This is our last 7 days. We were at 0 up over last 7. We were, there we go. For the last 7 days, basically we were drawn down a little bit, rotated back up, and then that's 34. Let's see what the last month shows. I don't remember how many days it took me to pass this, so just trying to be as transparent as possible for everybody who comes into the stream. This was our profit curve. Our start date was 2/5. So on February 5th till now, that's our P&L curve. Had some drawdown days, right? It's never going to be a straight line up. It's going to be a pretty smooth, hopefully grind to the high side, and then once you catch that winning streak, you got to just kind of capitalize on it. So this is the way I want it to look forever. Hopefully I can continue this on and these numbers begin to look minuscule, daily profits, but I'm not there yet. I'll take the daily 800, 600, 200, 500, 2,000. That's what this day was, I believe. That was our bigger days. $2,000, 2,300 on both of these days, I think, somewhere around there. So very happy with our profit curve there. And like I said, if you're in this room, this is a transparent room. I try to do everything on the up and up. Right now, all month of January, I was up. I was profitable. I was up like about $1,500, maybe a little bit more at some point. And then I had 2 tilty days, and I blew my funded account. Trying to avoid those tilty days. I'm setting new rules. 2 full-size losers on a day. I got to cut it, especially with these funded accounts, because the drawdown limits are so high, right? I'm, max drawdown on a day. I don't want to be up over $1,500 on a drawdown. My daily drawdown limit is 2,000, and then the trailing is only 3. So you don't want to eat into half of your account size. in a day. So especially if I'm not seeing the market well, I just need to know to walk away. This month we've done really, really well again, and we haven't had any of those days where we gave anything back. So we now have our 100K funded account back. Maybe the rest of the day I'm going to do a little bit of education. I'm going to not trade anymore on this, but I'm going to show Top Step X as well. So once we do get a chance to have Top Step X out and show you what I'm looking at. I think you're going to be good, Evan. Like I said, I think you just need to have that little bit of a learning curve. And going into something like Top Step or any of these fund, I say Top Step is the best for especially brand new futures people, especially coming over from Forex. Top Step used to have a Forex branch and a futures branch. They got rid of the Forex branch because I think the scamminess in the market just really didn't play into their business model. But I'm glad that they did, because now all their focus is on the futures markets, and this is, I mean, that's where they worked. They were pit traders. That's the reason they have all this stuff. So I think going over to Top Step, going over one of these accounts, instead of throwing $5,000 into a futures brokerage, go over to Top Step and buy a 50K combine for $49, and it doesn't matter how long it takes you. There's no minimum days, right? You could make $5 a day and look for that $3,000 profit target and be just fine. Obviously, you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that $5 a day thing, but you're going to learn the nuances of what the futures market is for only a $49 a month charge. And then as you feel comfortable and you want to go with bigger account sizes and you understand sort of your futures trading strategy as opposed to your Forex strategy, right? It's going to let you make more decisions on how much drawdown you actually need. Because really, they say 50K, they say 100K. That's sort of based on like what your buying power is allowed to be. Really, what your account size is and what your drawdown is. So on the 100K, you get $3,000 drawdown. On the 50K, you get $2,000 worth of drawdown. So you really have to size according to your drawdown and not necessarily according to that big 50K, 100K number, right? So it's the same thing in the Forex props as it is in the futures props. But realistically, when it comes to Top Step, I think that's the best place for you to go to learn everything that you need to learn. Take your time. You can even trade micros, I think. So my buddy Ray, he's over in the Tradecaster lobby. I'd say go over and join the Tradecaster lobby too, because you get I'll put a lot of information over there. It's 7-day free trial, and I think if you sign up today through Saturday for that free trial, you get huge discounts. He's giving away TradeZella. He's giving away a bunch of stuff. So I would sign up the next couple days. It's just a 7-day free trial, like I said, and then you could keep going for free after the 7-day free trial because my room is free. So, but Ray started with full contracts, and he was starting on NASDAQ, and it was just too much too fast, switching from Forex to futures, and he just couldn't get the position sizing right, and the drawdown kind of just would catch up to him fast. So if you switch over to micro contracts, the MNQs, it's 1/10 of the size of the full NQ contract. So you're not going to see numbers like this, but you will see a consistent growth, and you'll see the ability to scale in and scale out with micros as opposed to trading full NASDAQ contracts, right? Because I'm only going to be trading right now max 3 contracts. Most of the time I'm getting in with 2, or I'll get in with 1 and add a second, and if I add a third, it's usually building in around a zone, and then I shed those contracts as I go. With the micros, you can go in bigger with, say, 5-10 contracts, and that's still less cost, per tick than you would for a full micro and then for a full mini contract. And then you could shed as you go and kind of really work position sizing, sort of like you would with Forex, where you're taking off pieces of your lot size, right? So the price is the same. Everything that the full contract does, the micro does. It's just slightly, maybe like a tick off, just because there's people trading it in different ways, but the price levels are all about exactly the same. It just lets you leverage it in a smaller size account. So this is like if you see right here, this is a full NQ contract, and I'm going to go over onto my other screen. I'm going to put in a micro. This is a micro on the same time period. So this is a 1 minute on right here, right now, is a 1 minute on the full, and this is a 1 minute on the micro. 8:38 and 3/4, 8:39. We're right at the same number here. This is the full. You can see 8:39. Switch over here, 8:40, 8:39. It's the same setups. Everything's the same. It's just shrinking your size, and it'll let you cut your positions as you go. Yeah. So yeah, micro minis is how I trade the same before trading. Start with lots and then cut my trade. So if you want to do more contracts and then be able to shed it as you go, micros. Do every micro contract, especially just switching over. At some point, you're going to be like, all right, I know what I'm doing, or I can feel like I can get to more size on my other accounts. Build good habits on the micros. Let yourself be able to get in, get out, scale in, scale out. There are rules. I think Top Step is going to soon. I'm not sure how soon. They're working on it. They only do a 1-to-1 right now within the combine and in the funded accounts, right? So if my max buying power is 5 contracts, they don't switch it to 50 minis, 50 micros. It's 5 and 5, right? So they are going to switch soon to, let's say, 50 micros to equal that 5, but they haven't switched it yet. But get into a good habit of only trading, like, let's say 3 to 5 micros. Then you can scale in and scale out, and then you'll be way better off as opposed to what I'm doing, right? I'm trading full contracts, but I've been trading futures now on and off since before the pandemic, right? I started with the FX in 2017, did all my learning, all the growing there, and then I switched into like options and equities during the booms of all those meme crazes and all that, and I ended up switching back over to Forex. I got into Maverick Trading, which is a prop firm, which is a very well-renowned, they're regulated. They don't use all the Bitcoin bullshit and all that stuff. It's not one of those internet ones. It's online, but Maverick was great. Then I was just more like trying to find my niche. So I switched back to futures, did a lot of Top Step stuff, got funded, did all that stuff on and off. And then I said, when I left, I had to go back to New York from Texas for a little bit. I got my SIE and my Series 57. I traded prop for T3. And that was fantastic. Really, really good learning experience, but you still have to put your own money in. And so, without enough of a buffer, you don't really have that room to grow, to understand, with equities, there's a little bit more moving parts. You got to be a little tighter with your risk, but also at the same time, you have to understand how much you could afford on this as opposed to this, and your buying power and all that stuff, because your account size matters. For me, with the futures, everything is super simple. All the ticks are worth the same amount. Every tick on a NASDAQ contract is $5. And every point in NASDAQ is 4 ticks, so every point is $20. Yes, $20 per point. When it comes to the S&Ps, it's $12.50 per tick, right? So then it's $50 per point. The S&P moves a lot slower. It's a lot thicker. You're never going to get really big spreads. It's usually, a tick or two, and it's not really a spread. It's just a bid ask. It's not like Forex. You're not going to get stopped out on a crazy bid ask spread pop. That usually will only happen on something that's a lot more illiquid, something that's not the NASDAQ, something that's not the S&Ps. You'll get some slippage, but you're not going to get bid ask spread out. Whatever the price is what the price is. And if it's trading at 851, you're not going to get stopped out on like this wild spread of prices trading down here. So that's another benefit of it. You're not getting wild spreads. You're not getting manipulated by your broker. So that's another good thing. If you start to see some shitty fills, that happens. It's usually on news events, data releases, anything that's going to really drive the markets with those red folder events. That's what's going to get you some slippage, or like a really hot move to the downside, something that maybe a fat finger or a broken market type deal where it just melts off. And let's say I have my stop order to get in below 35 3/4. I might not get filled until this volume node here at let's call it 29 3/4. Usually on a move like that, though, that kind of slippage doesn't matter to me because I'm still going to get my move to probably play out in a way that, I'll eat the couple points in profit to get to where I want it to end up. Some people limit in, some people stop in, some people market in. I'm a little bit of all of them. Most of the time, I'm trying to fade extremes, like we did today. We faded this short here. It's just sort of a continuation, but trying to fade this to get this to rotate down and break through levels as well is pretty important to me. Overnight lows, overnight highs. Price, you got to just kind of build a relationship through what you're trading. I don't trade more than one thing. I only trade NASDAQ. I watch S&Ps. I may add oil into my trading strategy, but that's going to take some time for me to really try to implement. For the most part, I've got a good understanding of how NASDAQ reacts and how whippy it is and where I need to put my stops and where the manipulation happens. And then I go from there. So I think really, like I said, the biggest benefit is go over to Top Step, get yourself a combine. While you have a combine too, they give you a practice account. You have to request it now because they were giving tons of practice accounts out and probably nobody was using them. People were making stupid mistakes and trading practice accounts instead of combines and trying to get, so they kind of just eliminated that. But if you want a practice account, they'll give it to you so you can mess around, kind of get a better understanding on everything. Like I said, I get off this stream at 11. I'm going to do a really quick, very basic intro to futures class, I would call it. I'll record it while I'm doing it on here, and then I will post it on YouTube so, Evan, you can watch it later. It's pretty simple. I mean, realistically, I'll go into what the CME is. Obviously, I actually let me see something, because I think my YouTube already has a intro to futures, and I'll send that to you so I don't have to redo it, but I'll kind of go over it anyway in here. Open a new, no. I'll see. I'll go to my channel. Playlists, education. I don't want to play all. I want to go to the tab. View full playlist. Habits. How to build consistency. 4, 3, 2, 1. Sorry. Kind of just want to see what it is all about. This was when I was trading futures on my TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim account. Trading view. Yeah, I'll share this one here. Here you go. This one is it's a pretty basic. It's not like a full intro to futures, but that one will give you kind of like my old setup and everything, but it'll give you more information on what I was doing and like how I think on an everything. My strategy wise pretty much is the similar to that video. I will try and make a new one kind of breaking down what futures are. And then I think if you go into TradeCaster, they have some videos that are intro to a lot of what's going on. So you try your 7-day free trial, you go over into the videos tab, and you'll be able to find a lot of really good basic information on if you're going to trade stocks and equities and stuff. You can go into a lot of that education, but also at the same time just kind of like basics of that kind of trading. I think really you have a good foundation. You've been trading for a long time. Forex traders, I think, have a really good understanding of what moves markets, especially if you traded fundamentally a little bit. You know, obviously technicals are going to be technicals across the board, right? Everything is going to set up candlesticks. Price what trading is just the execution of buyers and sellers on the market, and that's all this is displaying, right? So I think you know when you do understand everything from a Forex mindset, you can adapt it to this futures pretty easily, and even equities and stuff like that. Like, you just understand the basic dynamics of trading. So you don't need to learn what trading is. You don't need to learn how to execute. You don't know, you know about stops, you know about money management, you know all that stuff, right? If you're able to do the Forex end, you can come into the futures, you can come into equities and have a really good foundation of, I can't risk more than this much in my account. Otherwise, I'm not gonna be able to trade tomorrow, right? So it's all about setting up your trading plan, having a good money management strategy, and then just finding that strategy that works for you, that you could be consistent on executing on a day-to-day basis and avoiding tilt. And if you can do all those things, you're going to be perfectly fine trading futures, being profitable, and being able to kind of get into this as opposed to the FX, where it's sort of a little scammy. It's sort of able to be manipulated a bit on the broker side, which is where obviously you would think, big banks and big institutions are trading FX and stuff, but you're not trading through those avenues, right? You're trading on some shady broker overseas, or you're trading on a regulated broker here. That's fine, but a lot of times people aren't trading because there's a higher money allocation that you need to get into it. So getting away from some of that shady, scammy behavior from brokers, from some of the other people within the industry, I think it's going to help you. I think really you just need to get onto here, start to see how certain things act. You don't have to trade even equities. You could trade oil, you could trade corn, you can trade grain, you can trade everything, natural gas, everything. You could trade futures of equities, of forex pairs, right? You could trade dollar futures, you could trade euro futures, pound futures. You got calendar spreads. I don't know what some of these are, so give me. You got Dow Jones, you got the corn, you got the cattle. You could trade cattle in here. So there's futures contracts for a ton of different things, and if you understand the dynamics of how price reacts to certain things within those markets, let's say you have a knowledge on grain production, or if you have knowledge on cattle, and you're in Texas and you know all about cattle, or something where you have the base of it, or you see how it reacts to certain news events, or how it reacts to certain data releases, trade those things. You don't have to trade equities contracts. That's just what I trade, and I think a lot of people do trade it. So it's such a thick market. You're going to get good fills. You're going to get good price action. And, as the stock market goes, and as you understand what drives these markets, then you're going to be able to understand how to make decisions, right? Like if you watch me at all today, you know that I was looking at Microsoft. I'm looking at this 406.18 level that I've been watching over the past 2 weeks, because as it acts as a breakdown point, or as a resistance point, or resistance again, you can kind of get an idea of, is the NQ going to also have that breakdown, right? Because Microsoft is the heaviest weighted stock in the NASDAQ. There's 7 of them that are heaviest weighted, but NVIDIA and Microsoft have been heavy weighted. So if you see the breakdown in NVIDIA, you see the breakdown in Microsoft, you see Apple continuing to sell off, then you're going to likely see NASDAQ continue to sell off. So you have connections between the two things, and it's really it's helpful because you can get a lot more information out of it in real time than you would something along the lines of a Forex move and stuff like that. It's a very technical base, but you do have technicals with confluences that you can utilize that'll help you make better decisions. And so I think that's where the futures market, for me, that's why I trade equities, because I can see some more real-time stuff and get better ideas of what's going on. Like I said, I'll make you that video. I'll post it on YouTube. Sort of like I have work today I gotta be in by 2. Today's my Monday. I want to write out a little bit of like a actual script on it, so I can structure it a little bit better than just kind of breaking it down. There is on the CME website. Let me go real quick. I'll share this link because I think CME Futures Education on their website. I don't want events. I don't want the events. CME Education. Education Home. Here we go. I learned a lot from here too. This is what you want to look at. If you go to that site there, I'll put it on the Tradecaster links as well. CME Group. That CME Group Education spot, you could go through here and watch videos. It'll tell you what is the exchanges. It'll tell you kind of really good information about what contracts are, introduction to options, introduction to futures, things to know. I'll put that over here so you can see it. I'm going to get rid of that. Yeah, so if you go over to the CME group, click that link that I posted, or go to Google and say CME Futures Education. It'll bring you to here. If it doesn't bring you to here, click the education thing on the top. CME is it's the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. It's where the NASDAQ and the S&Ps are on. So if you do eventually get your own broker and you want to pay for live data and you're only going to trade those things, you're paying CME data fees. You can click over here, Introduction to Futures, and then it's just going to really give you a breakdown of every little bit of what the futures are, better than I can just go about saying. And then if you have any questions afterwards, I could probably clear up some information, but realistically, coming from their actual exchange, this is what it's going to give you every little bit of information you need. And then coming from to trade it, I could teach you a little bit more about the actual trading of it. We're on the wrong screen, sorry. There we go. I've been on that screen for a long time, so it hasn't helped. What's going on here? Why is it not switching? I don't know what's going on. My thing is messed up here. Oh, now we're good. Nope. This got messed up. That's weird. Oh well. So anyway, this is that page. I kind of don't know why my button's not working to switch back to the main trading screen. It's the most important one. Yeah, this is where it's at, right? You can run through all of this information. You'll be able to learn everything that you need to know about what drives futures and really understand what the futures is all about. And then from there, you can come in here and I could say, okay, if you have questions about specific types of action or some strategy stuff or just actually executing on a certain platform, because I've used many different platforms for trading futures, and I've kind of fallen into now really enjoying the Quant Tower platform. That's what I use here. I use that for Top Step. I use it for my personal brokerage account. And then I also use Top Step X, which I do like as well. This is Top Step X. This is Top Step's proprietary platform that they use that is really nice as well. I use it mainly for this tilt meter down here at the bottom. I love the tilt. That really helps me get some information based on where some of these retail traders are trading, where it uses all information. So a lot of times I like to fade the tilt, or if I see price moving in a direction and I can find some congruence in it, I'll use it. But realistically, I use the tilt to fade. Top Step's good too. So if you have any questions on either brokerages or executing on platforms, I've used NinjaTrader, I've used Tradeovate, I've used TradeStation, I've used pretty much all of these platforms, and I have finally settled in on Quant Tower being the most futures friendly platform there is. So like I said, we've passed this. I'm just gonna make sure that there's no orders pending out here. No orders. We're good. Yeah, so I think realistically, I said I would do a little video for you, but there's really not much I can give to you that's better than what they just post on their own website. Let me just check my messages over here. I do use Quant Tower, yep. Stupid cable sucks, so I don't need to do it. All right. Making sure everything is good. I have my daily P&L up, but I don't know where. So I didn't know my screen was messed up. Sorry about that. Oh, you want you want this one. The account performance over the last month. This is our account performance for the last month. It's loading. There we go. This is the P&L chart for the last month. We've been doing pretty well. We're out here just trying to execute good executions on a daily basis. I was going over some future stuff for one of my buddies who is trying to go switching from FX to futures, and I think it's going to be a really good transition for him. I think that's when I made that switch is really when I started to really do a lot better with my trading. I felt like there was not that there was less manipulation within, prop firms and stuff. There is, but also it's just something that you grow into. You develop a good relationship. There's less guesswork on position sizing. I mean, not that I was guessing in Forex. I had calculators that I developed and things that I would do, but yeah, that's why I switched to futures. But I think the switch over to futures is really kind of like a common thing at this time. Unless you're into the equities markets and you have a way to bypass that pattern day trading rule and you have 25 grand laying around to do it, then all the power to you. Trade spies, trade Qs, trade everything you can. This is a skill that you can transfer from Forex. You can transfer it to futures. You can transfer it to options and equities. And there's so many things you can do with this skill. And then it also kind of helps you build your personal relationship with yourself because you start to learn a lot about what you're about. Maybe I'm gonna put that little P&L thing on all the screens. I'll change that. Let me copy that. Copy. I'll put it on all the screens. We'll do it on the 30-minute. Paste. Bang. It's there. 30-minute. Bang. It's there. Cool. All right. So the daily P&L is up there on all the screens. You can see we made 615. I don't know what's going on with my hotkeys. I got to fix that. Something kind of got messed up where I can't get back to my main screen for some reason. So there we go. Now it's up on all screens. Good to go. Right now we're sitting past this account since the 5th. So February 5th, we opened this account. We're up 6,000. I mean, without fees, this is $6,249. So with fees, we're up $6,019.18, which is the target to get past a 100K Top Step funded account. So starting Monday, we'll restart a funded account again on Top Step. So if you want to learn how to pass these accounts, you want to learn how to understand futures, how to trade them, how to manage your trading emotions, and some of the fundamental stuff behind it, all of it. That's really what we're doing here with this room. I think we have a really good bit of people who come popping in and popping out, and we've got a lot of good conversation going on. So I, look to kind of keep growing it. I'm looking to grow my TradeCaster view count. Once I get that TradeCaster view count to be 25 people, the day that we do 25, I'm giving away a free month of TradeCaster, so get full access after your 7-day free trial. Even after your 7-day free trial, you can still come into my room. It's going to be free. My room is free for a long time until I get told by TradeCaster you have to start charging. And then even then, that's just like, you're just going to have your regular paid account. You could see me in there. But until that time, I'm going to be giving away free months as the viewership grows in there. So first milestone in there is 25. If I get to 25 on the day, we're going to give away that free month of TradeCaster.com. We'll do a little wheel spin or something, make it fair, give it to one person, one lucky viewer. Coming over from YouTube, go over there. There's no skin off your back. And right now, if you do head over to TradeCaster.com, you can make this guy here. Fucking photos. Open that. You get, if you sign up from now until the 18th, which is going to be Sunday, this is what you get with TradeCaster. You're going to get one free month of access. So if you sign up for your 7-day free trial right now, you get one free month. So there's that. So on top of the free month that I'm going to give away at 25 viewers, you get a free month there. Then you're going to get 30% off of every membership. We showed the pricing earlier. You get a free month of TradeZella, which is a fantastic tool you could use to track. You journal all your trades. You see a lot of those Instagram people posting their P&L the month and all that stuff. TradeZella, you get that for a month. Fox Runner is a brand new news scanner that he had developed. He posts it in his room, Deckmar. So Fox Runner is a really, really good thing for news. Obviously, Lightspeed, top equities brokerage out there. I traded on it when I was in T3, and it's fantastic. Its name is Lightspeed. Everything is fast. It's quick. And you get 3 months of Lightspeed free. You get the platform and super low share costs and options costs. So you really can't go wrong with those kind of commissions. And then Trade Ideas is 33% off of all memberships, full access, which is huge because Trade Ideas gives you so much good information through the equity side, through the news. I'm actually going to be doing this tournament that it said. I signed up before I even knew that he was giving this away. It's a $7 or something like that. But on the 29th, I think it's the 27th through the 29th, since it's a leap year, 27th through the 29th, it's a short-only trading tournament, so I might be doing that on the stream where we're going to be looking for stocks to short. We're looking to just hammer down on shorts, and the winner, whoever makes the most money in that tournament, gets a $2,400 prize. It's going to be through the Trade Ideas platform. So as we approach that, I'm going to try and get in that tournament and show you guys how to trade that. Since we are funded, again, not too concerned about kind of getting to the day count on the funded accounts. So we'll mess around with this. We'll do a lot of fun things. I'm going to do giveaways. If you go over to my coffee company website, which is in the link or the description of the video here, I'll post a link, daytradingcoffeeco.com. You can go over there and use Policing Pips. That's the discount code, and it'll get you 15% off on your order and enjoy some quality trading fuel. So I'm going to be doing giveaways within that. Within my company's mission statement, 10% of all profits that I make will be going to funding people, getting people into combines, getting people into these trading accounts. 10% is going to go into what I call the funding fund. And so the more coffee I sell, the more accounts I can give away. And hopefully towards the end of the year, we could build up some profits. We could build up that funding fund to be a certain level. We'll get people to apply who are really into it. And we're going to fund those underfunded traders. We'll look to try and partner with some brokerages as well. And we'll see if we can get a cash account for some of these people. Likely in the future space, because that's where I'm at. I'm in the future space. But if we want to do equity side stuff, maybe we'll get with Lightspeed because we do have a partnership with them, with Tradecaster. Maybe I'll be able to do that as well. So as I grow that coffee company, as I grow the profits there, then the giveaways will be more and more. But also on top of that, right now, I'm going to be doing giveaways all the time in Tradecaster. First one, like I said, is that 25 viewer count. I'm going to give away the free month of Tradecaster. So $175 value, just like that. You get 1 month. You get full access to Tradecaster. But so go over there, sign up every day. Pretty much every day. That's my goal for this year. I've been on 8:30 to 11 every single day since I've started with Tradecaster this whole year. I think there was 2 days that I didn't, but I think one of them was I had overtime I was working, and then the other day was a holiday or something that I was just not around for. But otherwise, if I am able to be in front of the computer, able to be streaming, I will be here every single day, sick, whatever. I'm going to be here. Even if I don't have to place a trade, I'm going to come provide some value, some analysis, and we're just going to go from there. And hopefully we can grow it, become a good community, teach some people how to trade futures, and we will be better for it. It's right around 10:18 a.m. and we haven't really gone anywhere in this market. Our opening range is up here. We sold off, about 300 ticks, or so, 400 ticks that from top to bottom. Currently 400 ticks, so 100 point range. That in the futures on the NASDAQ, that's nothing. On the S&Ps, you can see it over here if it populates. We are right dead smack in the middle of that opening range. Red line to blue line is that opening range, which is just the first minute of trading. So price has gone up, down, and stayed in the middle. Since I can't click my hotkey to get over to the main screen, I have to click it. And then you can see here, our opening range is up there. It was a very tight opening range, and we've sold off since, but we haven't gone that far off, especially with the way that S&Ps is right in the middle of its range. So pretty good day, plus 615 on the day. Past another 100K combine, will be refunded. We'll trade that come Monday. We're going to mess around with the Top Step X for the rest of the day. So I'm going to switch off of Quant Tower and onto Top Step X for you guys. So give me a second with that. I really don't see a lot of opportunity even right now, but I'm going to switch over to it anyway just so we have it on the screen and good to go. It's going to be a little different than that. I got to see if I can scoot things around here so it looks better on the stream, because this monitor is big. I don't know how to shrink this. There we go. Shrink that. I want to switch the dome to this side maybe. No, it doesn't want to work. Gotta still work with the Top Step X platform and figure out what I want to do with it as far as setup is concerned. But overall, this is the Top Step X view. I'm looking at the tilt on the bottom here. That's really what's important to me within this platform. I do have two 50K accounts. I could have up to 5 of them at $4.50 each because I was a beta tester on it. So that's why I have the 50Ks there. I just passed 100K on Quant Tower. That's my main platform that I like to use. We're up 615 on the day. We'll look for something to trade here today. Apple's still on the lows. Microsoft kind of rotating up a little bit from the bottom. We flushed from 406.18. That level was so important. We came up to it twice again and rotated down. This has been important for weeks. I've been talking about it every day. Microsoft is the leader in this. Apple, obviously, second highest weighted, beaten down a bit, and Nvidia now been really kind of driving this market around. It's been just rallying every day. We've gotten a little bit of a sell-off the last few days because of the CPI numbers and now the retail sales numbers, but you know, it's still going to kind of whip around it. This is still crazy highs. You know, we're in above 720, 730 right now, so still up in these ranges. And then you can see this is my trading view, more significant levels, 30-minute time frame, and you can see we bounced off that 793 level twice, and now we're rotating up a little bit. This is a liquidity zone here above, so if you do get back into there, up into that 17,900, shorts can still come into play. If we continue to flush down through 793, you have room to 738 and 3/4 and beyond into that other liquidity zone below, where we bounced off pretty handily yesterday or a few days ago. So this is what I watch every day, rotating back into the range, just like the S&Ps were before. I need to get a little bit more coffee, so just give me 5 minutes and I'll be right back. We're sitting up 615, past 100K, so we're in good shape. Be right back. back for some. I didn't end up getting coffee. I got a Pellegrino here. I gotta fix my hotkeys on my my thing here. So we're back in here. Not doing much right now. I'm just kind of watching, waiting. The stream goes to 11. Do have work today, so we are going to be off on time today. No extended trading hours for me. We kind of have just been stuck in this range here between the 811 and 17,869. They were pretty significant yesterday. That's why they're up there. I drew those up yesterday. Once again, we are up about 6:15 on the day. I switched from my Quant Tower normal platform to the I switched from Quant Tower over to Top Step X because we are past on that 100K account. We said we're not going to trade over there for now. We're going to mess around with these Top Step X combines just to show you how the platform looks if you're interested into going over there, and that's what you want to do. I'm not really going to look to execute too much. I kind of just want to show the platform, show what I look at as far as tilt, and I'll talk about stuff. If I do see something I'm going to take, then I'm going to take it on here because I'm not going to execute the funded account. We'll start with the funded account on Monday again. Hopefully we can just replicate what we did to get funded, and then we'll keep moving forward from there. Another good day, another good week. Just got to be happy with all of our executions this week, everything that we've done. It's nice that Top Step X has finally come to be able to be used for me because I really like the tilt meter. It's kind of helpful for me to understand where some of the retail traders are being heavy to either side. For me, like I said, we're not really trading much more for the rest of the day. I get off the stream at 11. I'm on here to provide any sort of value, any questions that people have, comments, concerns. I know Evan got in here. He was looking to learn a little bit about futures because he's coming to switch over from FX and learn the futures and equities markets. So it's good to see some people come in that want to learn and make that switch as well, because like I said, I switched from my name is Policing Pips because I started in the FX markets, which is Pips, not ticks. So if I was started in the futures, then it would be Policing Ticks. But Pips works because it alliteration. But we're in here and we're gonna be just kind of watching, being mindful. Like I said, we're kind of pretty much stuck in this range here. Not a ton of information. You do have this little channel thing forming here. Little resistance up top. They use some sort of integration with TradingView, so everything that you do on TradingView you can pretty much do here on Top Step X's platform. So if you have the opportunity to sign up and you want to kind of try things out and utilize a different type of platform, Top Step X is pretty nice. They're still certain things happen, they bug them out. They're still in like final beta testing, I think, but I think they're getting released soon for everybody. I did do one of the initial beta tests. I got involved really early with it when they were giving them out. I got funded on one. I did pretty well on it, and then I kind of was distracting myself with multiple different accounts across the way. So going on tilt, burnt that, and then once you burn this account, you couldn't get it back. But now that they've offered it back at a discount for me or for a lot of people who did the betas, I'm going to stick around on it. It's just, for value alone, for the tilt for me is very, very, very important. So that's something that's their own little proprietary system. I'm going to switch this to the bull. Maybe the bull will increase buying pressure here. This is one of our mugs that we got. It's pretty sweet. Head over to the shop in the accessories, Caffeination Bowl mug. They got a couple different colors, red, black, blue. I like the black one. It's one I drink out of pretty much daily. Grab yourself some coffee. Grab yourself some mugs, a shirt. I'm wearing this Future shirt. Future of Trading. Future Coffee, I should say. Future of Coffee. That's what it says. Bam. Pretty fresh. So, lots of different things out over there. Try to make it more of a community, a lifestyle type brand, and also provide you fantastic coffee. Made some espresso shots yesterday with our short squeeze espresso, and it was perfect because we got a brand new espresso machine. I got it for my wife's birthday and Valentine's Day combo type deal. So pulling really great shots with that espresso blend. So I'm really, really happy with everything that we have as far as our roasts are concerned. And our trading is going well. So overall, good day, good week. Just keep on going with everything that you're doing. Try and follow along. Help out. Bring some friends. Bring some family. Get that TradeCaster view count up to 25. The day we get up to 25, I'm giving away that free month of TradeCaster. Trying to just show you this right here. We got, this is Top Step X. This is their new platform that they're providing to people. We're up 615 on our Quant Tower 100K count. We just passed another 100K. So we'll be trading that funded account on Monday. I will show the P&L curve for everybody. I'll reload Quant Tower just so we have that in the back so you guys can see it. Because I'm not really trading anything right now. Like I said, I think we're just kind of hanging around the middle of this range. It's more of a hangover from the CPI information. The retail sales data was lower than expected, so there is some like indecision being made in these areas. So we're watching that. The breakdown happened. This was the overnight low up here, and then it broke down. We've sat on that 811 level, which was the breakout from yesterday, right? That's a breakout level from yesterday. Sat on top of it. This was the higher end of the range from the CPI number. So that 869, we were kind of just wedged out right here in the bottom. So nothing that I'm looking to trade at the moment. And also, like I said, my stream ends at 11. I'm up 615. There's nothing really that I'm excited about as far as trades are concerned. Maybe if I got this flush and then the pushback above 811 and also got some of these other equities to play along. But if you see, Nvidia is pretty much flat after that initial sell-off. We've just bounced around. Microsoft pushed down below that 406.18 level that we've been talking about all week. So if anybody's been in here, Microsoft has been playing that 406.18. As we pushed to it and through the bottom, that was a good indication that we were going to push down to the bottom here as well. So that was really a good help, a good confluence, but now we're holding below it. Not a lot of information telling us that we're going to be pushing up higher or lower. We've been flat for now, quite a bit of time. Apple pushing now off to the highs. So you have, off to the highs, the higher end of this little pattern here. They pushed up initially and sold off the rest of the day. I did mention yesterday, if Apple could get into this buy zone here, you could look to see around that 180 for some bounces to happen. So could be wanting to push down there one more day to get into that zone, to get bid up or continue to flush down. But really, these are the three names I watch: Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia. Right now, those are the three biggest names. Yeah, obviously you got Goog in there, which is another Magnificent Seven, and then Meta is in there as well. It's important. It's been rallying today. It bounced off of a previous level early today at 472.87. So these are the things I'm watching, the confluences, everything that I want to see play out for any sort of move. But if you're just going to stay stuck in a range in a name, say like Nvidia and Microsoft and Apple, you're not going to get a ton of movement in the equity, right? The index. The index is just going to do what it's doing here. And if you could avoid trading price action like this, then you could avoid getting yourself chopped up, getting yourself involved in trades that you might not necessarily want to take, right? Maybe if you get a breakout, this is sort of holding this type of pattern here where this is an uptrend, trying to get back to the high end of this little downtrend here, this trend line. If it cracks here, holds above it, maybe it rotates back to 69. Which, like I said, was that CPI high right there, 70-ish. I think it's a little bit higher than that level, but it's reacted pretty much as support overnight. Could be resistance here again if it does get up there, but it doesn't seem likely. I'm trying to zoom in on this. Sorry. A little bit of choppiness. But overall, like I said, we did well today so far. I'm going to show the Quant Tower performance. This is that account that we've been trading for the last few weeks since February 5th. 2-5, right? Yeah. This is February 5th. This is today. This is our P&L curve for the time of this account. So very happy with how we've been doing so far. We're funded again. Now we're going to restart this journey once again, but just sticking to this same plan. Not trying to take big drawdown days. Any of the drawdown days that were more minor than anything. And then take our hits that take our shots at the trades that we want to trade that are more higher probability. And like Deck says, become the casino, not the gambler. P&L curve. Trying to get the view count up. Go back to Top Step X. Trying to get the view count up so we can get TradeCaster community to develop a little bit more. Like I said, if we can get up to 25 viewers on a day, we've gotten close on a few days. We didn't quite get there, so I'm sticking to my guns, sticking to the rules. 25 viewers, I'll be giving away a free month of TradeCaster. It's $174 value right now. If you sign up for the free trial this week, if you're over on YouTube or if you're anywhere else, if I post on Instagram, sign up for the free trial. And then, like I said, we're getting this as the giveaway. This is the giveaway. If you sign up between today and Sunday, you get all of these things. TradeCaster, obviously, you sign up for your free trial, you get a free full month plus 30% off the rest of your membership. So if you sign up now, you save yourself some money. Then if I give you that free month after the 25 viewers, then you can tack that on there and save yourself a month. TradeZilla free month access, that's also another couple $100 value. TradeZilla is a really great journaling software that a lot of people use. They'll show your monthly P&Ls and all that stuff and daily P&Ls, and you can say which strategy you're trading and link it even to a lot of brokers, and even props, I believe, will go into that. So it's really great. FoxRunner is a new news scanner that scans based off of words and headlines and whatnot. So it gets you the news before you need to execute on it, which is really nice. Sort of algo driven. Lightspeed, best equities trading platform out there. You get 3 free months of it and 6 share commissions, which is fantastic, right? It's less than a cent per share on commissions, and then options contract 30 cents per option contract, which is fantastic. You don't want to trade on a broker that's got free commissions because they're selling your data and you're getting manipulated a bit. Trade Ideas, really, really good scanner, top of the line scanner. He's giving that away for 33% off for forever. So really, really, really good. I already got into, like I said before, I got into this short only trading tournament. I signed up for it last week or so, and I didn't know that he was doing this, so I already have an entry into it. So from the 27th to the 29th, we're probably not going to be trading futures. We're probably going to head over to Trade Ideas. I have to set it up so the stream works correctly, so you can see the screens right. But I'll set up Trade Ideas, and we'll do the short only tournament. The winner of that shorting only tournament gets $2,400 as a grand prize. I think they give it away in Amazon gift cards or something like that. So pretty cool little tournament. Even if you're not good at shorting equities, or if you're not normally an equities trader, it's $7. Or if you sign up for this TradeCaster now, you'll get 33% off Trade Ideas, and then you just get into that tournament for free. So probably worthwhile there. You get the opportunity to kind of learn how to short. You learn how to use the scanner, and it develops into a really good competition. I think there are some really good traders out there making some good money on that, and it's on demo, so you could really leverage your account. You're not going to lose any money, so leverage those short ideas. So that's what we're giving away. You sign up today through the 18th, and you get all this stuff. So I'm actually going to post that on my Instagram right now. I'm going to do a little quick picture video just so everybody can see it. We're going to go here. We're going to go story, and we're going to go Oh yeah, this is the giveaway deck. Put it all together. It's going to be fantastic. You get Tradecaster, TradeZilla, FoxRunner, Lightspeed, Trade Ideas, all that. Tradecaster.com. Come sign up any day from today till Sunday, and you get access to this for free for 7 days. Then you pay, you save yourself 30% off, and then for all these things, you're getting hundreds of dollars worth of giveaways thanks to Deck and everybody at Tradecaster. So head on over, sign up, do your thing, take full advantage. And by the way, I'll give you away 15% off on Day Trading Coffee Co. just to add to it using code POLICINGPIPS at checkout. Check it out. There we go. You got a live video. I'm going to do that. I'm going to add a little sticker here. We're going to do a little something to really get everybody involved. Sell that Tradecaster. So now we're pushing up to the top end of that little wedge. See what happens here if you're into it, if that's what you're looking to trade as far as breakouts and stuff is concerned. Bang, bang, daddy. So we are getting a little bit of a push up above here. You got the tilt at 70%. That gets me a little bit tilty. That gets you a little bit long. Possibly heavier on the longer side there. Below that VWAP. It's actually, yeah, there's a VWAP there. I would like to see tilt get a little bit heavier long if it's going to fail this as a breakout. If it's going to continue to break out above, you're going to want to see the equities play along as well. I have to do a better job of setting up how I want to have this sort of streamed, because if I'm going to be using Tradecaster, I'm going to be using Top Step X, then I want to be able to see this screen a little bit better. Microsoft gave you a little bit of a bounce. We're looking to possibly rotate above that 405.15 level. If it does, then it could carry up to that 406.18. NVIDIA turned. Apple still looking to kind of come off these lows. So you might get a little bit of a pop on this, also based on grabbing that liquidity there down at 17,793 and now rotating up. You can see this is a 30-minute chart. So as you approach the highs here, you had two full bodies. If you break out above this one here, you could continue to rotate up. So we did break above here. You have some confluence on it. If you are looking to go long, just be careful, because it has just been a very choppy day. It could be a failed breakout, rotate back down again. You never know, but you just got to kind of be mindful of all the confluences that you have there in order to take full advantage, right? We had a really good day, pretty good week. We're having a great time here over on Tradecaster, doing a giveaway soon. As soon as we hit that viewer count of 25, we're going to give away one free month on top of everything that Deck just gave away. And then also, as the viewer count grows, we hold that 25 mark and we start to move on up. I'm going to be giving away coffees. I'm going to be giving away t-shirts. I'm going to be giving away money. And we're going to be giving away every day good value on trade executions and just good company, right? There's days I have my kids in here. There's days it's quiet. There's days I lose money. But most of all, we're looking to manage our risk, execute on good strategy, be patient, and then just have good conversation in here when it comes to, learning about trading and understanding the futures as opposed to some other stuff. How to leverage prop firm accounts, how to leverage your own personal money. Like I said, I have all of them. I have prop firms, I have brokerages. Right now, while I'm streaming, I've been mainly focused on the prop firm end of it, particularly through Top Step. And I also have Take Profit Trader, where I just clicked a bunch of buttons on it and didn't really pay attention to it. And I drew that thing down while really working on these accounts here. The interesting thing about the difference between certain prop firms, I'm willing to talk about it, my experience with all of them. I'm willing to give you my opinions on which one I believe you should go to, which ones, maybe I would avoid. Just it all definitely depends on your trading strategy as well. If you're going to be in longer, maybe you want to find bigger moves and you got to deal with some pullbacks while you're in profit, maybe Apex and maybe Take Profit aren't for you, because they do have intraday drawdown rules where if you're, say, your drawdown's 2,000, you go up 2,000 and you pull back, now your drawdown's only 1,500, even though you're up 1,500 on the day. So that intraday unrealized drawdown to me is a no-go, kind of a deal breaker. The only reason I wanted to try Take Profit over Apex is because of their withdrawal rules. The withdrawal rules are, as soon as you make profits, once you're funded, you can pull out as much or as little, as many times as you want in a day. There's no rules there. So that's the only reason I kind of wanted to give them a shot and say, hey, all right, if I catch a few good ones and I don't break that trailing drawdown rule, then I should be able to take some money out of it and then grow into other accounts and be able to do that. So that's what the Take Profit Trader draw to me is. It seems like a pretty legit company as well. So there's that aspect to it where I feel like maybe they have a good backing. But Top Step to me, for the most part, there's no intra position. You can manage your positions how you want. As long as you have good risk management and you don't burn the account on the downside at the end of the day, or obviously intraday, but not intra-position, right? If you go up on a position $5,000 and you pull back $2,000, there should be no drawdown on it, right? That should not be a thing to me. So that's why I like Top Step. I've been with them on and off for a few years now, and they're constantly looking to better the experience for traders. And they've really increased, I believe, their customer service, everything like that. So that's why I've stuck with Top Step. I have a few other things in the works as far as accounts are concerned, and you may see me trading them on here. But for now, while I'm streaming, everything I'm doing pretty much stream-wise is going to be prop-based. Right now, I'm doing the screen you see here is a 50K eval on the Top Step X. They gave them away to me for doing beta testing earlier in it. There's still pre-release on Top Step X. They might be giving it for real soon, or if they did give it for real, they're giving some discounts on it also. So they're trying to get more people involved in their account. There's a lot of good things to it. Commissions wise, it's good. The tilt meter is really what I take it for. I'm able to get 5 accounts right now. I just grabbed 2 of them at $4 and change each, $4.50 each. I'm gonna grab the other 3 probably tomorrow and just have them because I can buy them up until March 1st. I can only trade 3 funded accounts at a time, so there's no reason. Like, I have this 100K funded right now, and then I'm looking to get these past. This one's up 1,200 from yesterday and the day before. So there's not any real rush to grab 3 more. If I pass these 2, then I'll have $200,000 in funding through them, and I kind of want to work through that to make it where I can just focus on one and grow it, and then use the other ones as backups. You can see that this is lacking follow through on this breakout of this top end, but it is still holding up here. So you do have that that idea of Apple turned over. I'm going to guess that Microsoft still sitting very flat, and Nvidia rolled over some. So I think that more likely than anything, this is going to be a failed breakout, rotate back down to that 800 level. But I'm not trading it. I'm done for the day. We're off at 11. I got to get ready to go to work and do all that stuff. So I am going to do a little bit more education stuff moving forward as well for a lot of the new people who are switching over, like Evan, who's switching from FX over to futures. Some of the equities people who kind of might not know the little nuances to the futures market as opposed to some of the other things. Like FX doesn't have Contract rollovers, it's just continuous. It's forever. It's, doing its thing. These contracts expire quarterly, so you have to deal with rollover every quarter. You got to deal with certain little finicky nuances that aren't really there in some other things. But other than that, futures are very simple. Their ease of access is there. If you really wanted to just if you didn't want to go with prop, you can go open a brokerage account with AMP or any of those, and you could be in, even Ninja Trader, I think their minimum is $500 or $1,000, and you can trade micros, and it's $100 margin for micros, so you got $1,000 in there. You can trade 100, trade enough of them, 10 of them, but you're not going to do that, hopefully. For full minis, I think the margins are $1,000, and then as news events come in, they increase their margin requirements, which is fair. You don't want to blow up an account or anything with your cash accounts. So there's that failed breakout like we just spoke about. If you are watching or you're looking to execute on this, I did mention I'm done for the day, up 615. Very happy with my executions early. We were aggressive. We took profits when they were there. And, this kind of environment that we're in right now, it seems a bit choppy. The session is really not giving you a ton of follow through. We did leave the opening range at the high, so that is the one thing that has helped the short position, right? We're still sitting below VWAP. Some of these equities, the bigger names, are rolling over, like the NVIDIAs, the Microsofts, and the Apples, right? NVIDIA's been driving the market higher, so any sort of pullback on it will drive it lower. I mentioned here the lack of follow-through on the breakout of something like this puts you in a liquidity zone as well, right? Right at the base here. If you don't get follow through here, you're going to get a failure and a push down probably to this yellow line. And then if it continues, if NVIDIA or Microsoft or Apple breaks, then this line will probably crack as well, and you'll start to see low of day. If not, if it kind of just continues to chop and range, then it is what it is. But really, you had an opportunity there. I don't know, on how much, what is that? 842, so almost 40 points. So you're looking at a really profitable trade there if you wanted to just take that and be quick with it. So any other questions, comments, concerns? Anybody who's in here who's new, share the room with anybody who you know that likes trading or wants to learn about trading, because I'm not trying to go advanced, crazy, wild information, but I want to provide you a good base for what you're going to see here and how you can utilize it to become a better trader on your own and not necessarily need somebody to give you signals or give you anything. I'm very happy to be out here providing levels, providing what I'm looking at and what I'm seeing, and you can make your own decisions around these levels sort of just based off of what I'm talking about. And that's what my goal is. If you can bring a friend, a family member, or somebody who wants to learn how to trade, I think this room can benefit a lot of people, because not only do I go into some more detail with some of the fundamental stuff, the technical analysis is there, the supply and demand zones is really what I go for. This is not normally what I trade on. This is Top Step X. I just recently popped this back up. I'm trading most of my trades executed on Quant Tower. Very smooth platform within the futures community. But as far as futures is concerned, I think everybody coming into this room will learn a lot. It's a real room. I'm very transparent. Everything I've done here, I've done it live on the view. This is our profit and loss curve for the month since I've had this account, since February 6th, 5th. We're up about $6,020, right? So we have a new 100K account. We're going to start trading that again on Monday. So come in here. We're going to get, if we get that viewer count up to 25, I'm giving away a free month of TradeCaster on top of what Deck is giving away. So you got that. You have tons of good resources. A lot of the people that stream in other rooms come pop in here time to time. AK-47, Deck, they all come in. We conversate. We have good talks. We're going to do some co-streams here and there. I think we all provide a lot of good value to each other. So if you come in here and I'm talking about where the futures are going, maybe you can understand if you're trading equities and if you think that the futures are going to melt off, then maybe your position in Microsoft or your position in NVIDIA is going to start to follow through, or Apple, your short idea in Apple. If you need to get some confluence and you want to say, okay, what's the futures look like? Come over here. You see, hey, look, the futures are melting. Maybe that helps you. Or, hey, Microsoft's going to bounce here. your equities idea could help my futures trade. So if you come in here and throw, hey, Microsoft's going to bounce, or hey, Apple's bouncing, maybe your short, might not be so well received, or it might not get that follow through because you see X, Y, and Z. We could all work together in here and try and bounce those ideas off. But really, I kind of just go through all this information while I'm trading here, right? I use the equities. I use basically these three names, Microsoft, NVIDIA, and Apple right now, because they've been what's driving this NQ futures. We're stuck in the middle of a zone, overnight low. We've broken it and we've held below it. We're holding below VWAP, so we are still in a heavier environment, but right now we're just stuck in the middle. There's no more real trades for me to take anyway. Even if I wanted to hammer into something, I'm not executing on anything right now. Today is my day 1 of work, so can't really extend the stream longer than 11 o'clock today. Tomorrow, Friday, we're going to try and work on these Top Step X evals here, combines. We're going to try and get these up over that $3,000 mark, and we'll have 2 more funded accounts to work with within this platform. The one thing about Top Step is once you pick a platform, you're married to it. So if you have 1 account on Quant Tower and 2 over here on Top Step X, that's all you got. Really, I don't necessarily need to have that many platforms or to switch around or anything like that, or even accounts, but these are good to have, in case I have a little bit of drawdown or something on the other account and I want to switch over and start trading these and see executions that I want to be able to take within the day. Or if I'm up a certain amount on the other accounts and I might want to switch over to here, but I'm going to try and figure out a good balance on how to manage more than one of these. So right now we're funded on the 100K. That's what Monday is going to start off with that account over here. Tomorrow we'll probably just exclusively trade on Top Step X. We'll give you all of our levels that we normally use. Right now there's nothing happening, nothing really doing. The only thing I could really see is possibly a short, but even now, even if I were to continue my trades, my rule for the 5 minutes prior to the hourly close, I do not take any trades, because that hourly close usually provides a little bit of manipulation on the candles, especially in the NASDAQ. It bounces around quite a bit. So if you are brand new to futures, in the chat on YouTube, I posted the CME group education. Go over there, check out that education. I'll give you real good, crude, fundamental breakdown of what futures are, what the contracts are, how they work. And then as we move forward, as some of you people, and it's also in the chat in Tradecaster. So if you click it over there, you'll get the CME group education. It'll give you a really good understanding of kind of why these markets move the way they do. We're going to also do some how to trade education. Maybe as I move forward, maybe Tuesdays and Wednesdays will be education days, because I'm not going to work after that. I will be here on charts. I could extend my session a little bit longer, but right now 11 o'clock is coming up. You can see maybe there's going to be some bounciness to this. You got about another 45 seconds, and then it'll be on to the next one. 11 o'clock Central, 12 o'clock Eastern, normally a lunch hour time. You're going to get a little bit more of this is people maybe closing positions, opening positions before they go off to lunch. So just be careful of those hourly closes. That's usually what not even the 30-minute closes, because those are informative, but to me, I could still enter at the 30-minute. The hourly closes to me tend to give me a little bit more manipulation. I tend to get out on those prior, but for the most part, like I said, I'm done. Another great winning day, up 615 on the day. We executed well. We took a couple, quick winners, and then, really took a bunch of base hits to execute on the day. So it's the 11 o'clock hour. Like I said, if you have friends, family, anybody who you think could possibly benefit from this chat, I'm a family man. You can see my kids in here. This is the real life of trading. I have a day job. I have kids. I have a wife. I have to deal with a business that I'm running. So all these things, and you can still be profitable. I'm showing it to you live on Tradecaster, on YouTube right now. I'm providing any sort of value that you can possibly get as a real life trader. I'm not going to be showing you Lambos and false brokerage statements or anything. You can see everything I do here live. Everything is executed in front of you. If I do take a trade at night or something overnight, I usually just bring it up during the beginning of the session, beginning of the trading, the streams, just so you're aware of why I'm either up or down money before I start. But if I'm going to get on and I'm going to trade normally from 8:30 to 11, that's my stream. If you want to win one free month of TradeCaster on top of what Deck's giving away, then you're going to get 25 people into this room. And then as soon as we get that 25, we are going to give away that 1 month of TradeCaster. It's $174 value. And then as we hold those numbers up there, I'm going to give away money. I'm going to give away coffee. I'm going to give away t-shirts, hats, anything I could think of. Keep everybody engaged. And then really the most valuable thing is I'm going to try and provide knowledge, and that's all I can do. I'm not exciting as far as where Deck is ripping his shirt off and giving you like a really pumped up speech. I'm kind of the opposite end of where I want to show you that you can be muted in your losses and your gains. I mean, I've played baseball at pretty high levels, and you fail most of the time. So being that kind of where you're trying to play a game where you're failing most of the time, that kind of plays into the futures and into trading, because you're not going to win every single trade, and as long as you minimize your losses and you could hit a couple doubles, you're going to be fine. But until tomorrow, 8:30 a.m., it's time to get some food into me and get ready for work. So I'll see you guys mañana.